Hi everybody, this is Diane. I have just a little bit of time I'm going to play in here today, and I have worked a little bit on the covers for these tall skinny journals. As you saw, if you watched the previous video, the first video, I chose, excuse me, I chose this paper. It's a nice thick paper, not real thick, but it's sturdy, embossed, and it's pearlized, and I chose that for all three covers, but they will all have a different decoration on them. And then I chose a wallpaper from my wallpaper sample book to go on the inside, and they're all different. So I went with this one because I liked that green and the swirly look with this. And for this one goes with this. Again, it's got the swirly look and right there, and I liked the ivory with it. And this one has a golden color to it to match this and some of the golds down here. So I glued the cover that I had cut to size. I glued it to the wallpaper and then trimmed it. And I will fold. This video is going to be mainly making some journal cards, I think, because I just saw some on Rachel's channel, Roxy Creations, one of her Roxy's Weekly Challenge videos. And I've been wanting to do them. I love Rachel's collage style. I love her style of making journals, but I really like her collage style. So I've been wanting to go and make some of her weekly challenge projects. And I saw this one. I think it was just posted yesterday. Today's Sunday as I'm making this. And I thought, well, that would be perfect in these journals. So I did sew around this one. I glued it down very well, and then I just sewed around it to make sure it stays. So that's all I've done to it. And I'm thinking, you know, I was looking at these, but it's just exactly, even if I trim that extra white off, it's just exactly the same size as the cover. And I was thinking of a way to apply it without using Mod Podge would be to glue it to a cardstock with some ribbon and just use it as a tie that lifts off. It would tie right here, and you just untie it and remove this. But I'm not sure that I like it because I don't think the color goes well with the warmer tones of these journals. I did try coloring one of them. I don't see it right now. Oh, here it is. And I wasn't done. I was going to put some color in the background, but I was just playing with it. So I don't know if I like it or not. But I have this piece from a Graphic 45 collection. It was a leftover piece, and I thought that looks perfect. So I might do the same thing with that, still make a journal topper. And you know, when I was doing these Ready Set Stash, this one is October and it said journal topper, and I said I probably wouldn't do that because as a adding to my stash, because I would like to make them for the project. I don't want to just have them in my stash. Those are things that I would make to match a certain project. So I might do that with these. Anyway, I'm going to set these aside. I have to keep one handy so I can make sure I make things the right size to fit in these because they are narrow. So this project is a ledger journal card, I think she called it. So I pulled some of my old ledgers, and if you don't have old ledgers, you can print. There are lots of digitals that have these types of things that you can print. I'm gonna pick out a couple of these and we'll make a journal card. So some are written on, and I'm going to use this piece that got cut off. It's a big piece, but I did cut the bottom part off. I might use that. I love this really antique one from 1825. Somebody used it as a scrapbook after the ledger part was done. So I could use something like that, and because I'm going to glue some stuff on top, so I might be able to cover that. We'll just see. I need at least 3, but I probably would like maybe put 2 in each journal, but I don't know. It's only a 1 signature journal. And it wouldn't hurt if I had some extras made. Well, I'll just go with these right now. I had already gone through my digitals that I already have printed and pulled some things that I thought I might be able to use in here. So these are things that I can use for this project, and I had already pulled these pages out to use. I forgot what digital shop that is from, but I know these are from Lorna Made. Taylor Made Journals. It's Lorna Taylor. So these could be fun to use in this project. And then I have some pages that actually came from Rachael's shop, Roxy Creations. I just pulled a couple from her stuff before I saw that video today. This one's hers. I'm not sure if this one is. So let's just tear something that will fit. So let's say I put I want a pocket here, so I want a nice long tag to go in here, or card. I want to keep that edging on where it was sewn in, so I really like that. And I'll just tear it right there. I want to keep that year intact. It says 1825 there. I'm having some, this is not the ruler I wanted. This is the ruler I wanted. Some chest, it's not congestion, and it's not pressure or anything really. It's more like when you get a tickle, but this happens to me this time every year. And so sounds like a fake cough, but it's not fake. I think it's just allergy related. I think I'll make it just a little bit shorter. Okay. So this is the side I will cover, and hopefully there will be some space for writing on that side. And then this side, I don't want to cover that. It's too gorgeous. And then I could make a smaller card, or a couple smaller cards with this. Let's do one with some plain. Okay, so I have 3 here. I think I'll leave these sides to be written on. So here's what she did. She had her ledger piece torn to the right size, and then she would just select a patterned paper or a digital paper, and we're going to cover this side. And then she would just leave some of that showing and cover the rest, and then but cut this long enough so it could wrap around a little bit, so there'd be a little decorative element there too. It's quite simple, but her stuff is so beautiful, and it's uniquely her, really. I tore that the wrong way so that the white shows. I'm just going to do one at a time. I think it'll be more interesting for you. So there's the torn edge, and then I will wrap this around. I think I'm going to ink this edge with Vintage Photo. Oh, I want to cover that. That's right. This is the side I'm leaving. So my friend's young family with 5 children had a fire last night in their home. And they are in a, not a hotel, an apartment that the Red Cross took them to. I don't know how big the apartment is, but they have 5 kids, and they're little. They're little kids. The oldest one is 7, I think. She's almost 8. But, yeah, it's tough. They've been through a lot in the last several years. So my kids and I did what we could at this point, just buying them some things that they need, and I'm sure lots of other people have been too. Since they have 3 kids in various sizes of diapers and pull-ups, I made sure that they had all the diapers and all the sizes of diapers, pull-ups, and wipes that they might need. Well, I inked that on the edge and then didn't fold it on the same edge, but that kind of looks cool, doesn't it? All right, so that's it right now, and it's not sticking. Rachel always uses a glue stick, so I'm trying that instead of using my Fabri-Tac glue for this. And this is a good glue stick. It's Elmer's Craft Bond Extra Strength. Extra Strength. So then this could be done, but then she wanted to embellish it further. So I'm going to look at these pieces that I have here. That's just a little ribbon, like a trim that was printed. It's a digital that I bought, so that could add a nice touch. Or I could look for some fussy cut flowers, digital flowers. If I put that on, it could be a little tuck spot. So this right here, this much right here is not layered with anything, but it's not a really fragile. Even though it is vintage, it's a sturdy paper. It's not too fragile. And that's something you need to be aware of with these, because you're not covering the whole back, and you're leaving some of it so that it's not completely, it's not covered. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm thinking while I'm trying to say something else. I think that looks cute if I put those on and make a little tuck spot right here. You know what I was trying to say though, right? Right. So something little can fit in there because I closed up some of it there with that. But that's more decorative, but I could put something in there, so I will. There's one. See if we can do this one with the writing on it. I'll use this paper from Tailor Made Journals. I'm hoping to have a little more time in here this week. The last few weeks have been just so busy. And I don't have Teddy this week at all. And my parents don't have any appointments so far. But I took my dad to 3 appointments in 2 weeks. And today, my brothers sat with him in the ER because he had a problem during the night that he's been struggling with. And so anyway, he went to the ER. I'm having trouble tearing this. And they were there with him for hours. I went to Sunday school and church, and on my way home, my dad called and said that the boys wanted to go home because they don't live right here, and asked if I'd be available to take him home when he's ready to go home. So that's all I had to do was go pick him up and stop at the pharmacy on the way home and then take him home. But so it's been busy. And I kind of like to go up to Hobby Lobby this week, but I always say that and I just don't make myself go. I don't like going by myself. I don't have to get my nails done because I already got that done last week. So I should have time in here this week. Get some more stuff listed in my shop. How big do I want this? This is a little more fragile, but it's still not a super thin paper, so I can leave it to get roughed up a little bit more, because I don't mind if it does get roughed up. It's got part of a page, another page there. It's got some of the old glue that bound it. Part of the binding there, I don't know, it's black. It's not mildew. So I guess I'll leave that much. That this is all how the paper reacted to the glue that they used when they made it into a scrapbook. It was all newspaper articles that were glued to the pages. I got a good price for the ledger book. He thought I would want, he was more excited about the newspaper articles that were glued in, and I was like, no, I don't want those. So I was able to, some of the pages weren't glued on, and I was able to remove some of the newspaper so I could have this gorgeous paper, this gorgeous ledger. Well, this just has numbers. Oh, this is what I want to show. So this goes here, and I'll cover some of that. I think I'll cut that a little smaller so I'm not covering up so much. But I do want those numbers to show too on this side. I do have to make appointments for myself. I put that off. Even, I need to do something with my hair. I need to make an appointment for that, but also medical appointments and appointments to get my eyes checked. I'm going to use my glue stick for this because I don't know how, I mean my 3-in-1 Fabri-Tac. I don't know how the glue stick would work on this. So I have said several times that I would talk about why I am deciding to keep more journals for myself as I make them. But I just never know when is a good time to talk about it. So I thought, well, I'll talk about it today, and I might talk about it in other videos too, because I don't think every one of my viewers watches every one of my videos. So I just feel like I'm getting to a place, I'm approaching a place where I will be done making journals, or, you know, maybe just make a few here and there. I'm not there yet, but I know I'm approaching that place. And so there are journals and types of journals that I want for my own collection, and so I'm kind of keeping them as I go. And I can still make some for myself, but I want to not have so many supplies here if I'm not, you know, doing it as a business. Which, if I still make some here and there, I would still put them in my shop, but just not to the extent that I am right now. Does that make sense? So that's why I feel like I need to start keeping more. And I have a lot. I have a lot of journals that I've made that I have kept. I didn't ink that before I glued it down. That's okay. but there are styles that I want to keep that I haven't kept. So that's it. Obviously, I like the journals that I make, or I wouldn't be making them. And obviously, I like the journals other people make too, because I have plenty of them too. Once I stop making journals and selling them so much, I probably won't feel like I can spend the money on other people's journals. Because sometimes I feel like I made this journal to sell, but I'm kind of trading it for that journal that I'm now going to buy. Because I wouldn't spend that much money on journals, except that I'm kind of considering it a trade with what I just sold, you know? Does that make sense? Am I making any sense at all today? Yep, that's a good size. All right, so there's 2. Oh, I didn't add anything to it. Let's get some, ooh, let's look at these. These are my Tim Holtz wallflower things. And I think these are Kathy Holden ones. These might be a little brighter than I want. Yeah, these are Kathy Holden because these are printed on her flea market fresh fabric. Home Art trading stamp. Oh, that's what this set is called, Home Arts Miscellany, or Miscellany. So I'm not keeping any of these journals, just so you know. Okay, there's another one, and I don't know if I'll add something to the top or not. I'm not going to right now. One more. I'm just going to cut this white edge off. We did get to celebrate my dad's birthday. My sisters and I took him to the hospital for an iron transfusion on his birthday. So I told him he was getting iron for his birthday, and he was very happy about that. Maybe it would give him some energy again. But the next day was Saturday, so my sisters came out and we picked up pizza from a place that's really close to where they live that my dad loves. And my mom can't have gluten, so there's a restaurant that does a loaded baked potato with barbecue pork and all kinds of stuff that she absolutely loves. So my sisters went there and picked that up, and I ordered the pizza and picked it up, and we had some Neapolitan ice cream to bring and put in the freezer for our dessert. So we just went and hung out with them and gave him his cards and gifts and had good food and good conversation. We talked and we laughed. And my parents said it was a good afternoon. So he turned 89. And my mom turned 89 in August. And they've been in such good shape. They've been amazing. Nobody could believe their age all through these years, but now they're starting to feel it and they're starting to show it. And it's tough to see. I know many of you have been there or are there right now, watching your parents age. I feel like my kids are watching me age too. My kids take care of me, and I take care of my parents. I think maybe I'll just look for numbers or labels or something for this. Oh, I thought that was white. It's purple. I bought apples last Saturday, and I can't eat raw apples. I'm allergic to raw apples. But I can eat them cooked, and I still haven't had time to make an apple pie. I have enough to make at least 2 apple pies. Okay, let's see if I need something over here. It looks like the back of a playing card with a green pattern on it. That's pretty with that green. Maybe a little flower. This is not my flower book. This has flowers and birds and butterflies in it, because I don't have a lot of birds and butterflies, so they don't take up much space. I think that'll work. So I thought I could maybe make my apple pie today. Then I was waiting to hear when my dad needed to be picked up. And by the time I got home, I didn't feel like making an apple pie. I never feel like making an apple pie. But I like eating them, so I do make them. But when my husband was alive, he loved apple pie. So that was my motivation, and it's hard to have motivation to make it for myself. My dad's diabetic. My mom can't have gluten. My kids don't like pie. My daughter-in-law likes it. She loves apple pie, so she would take a piece. So I just don't have the motivation for making it, really. All I want is one piece. And I want my homemade pie. So we have 3 cards. I took my time with these today, which was nice. So here's that one. This one doesn't really have writing space. It's more of a decoration, but I mean, you could write on that. But I wouldn't want to cover that up, so it is what it is. I should have put a pocket on here or something. I wasn't thinking, but it's done now. This one has a little space here and then a lot of space there if you wanted to use this part here, and a little pocket here. And this one has space right there for writing. They're pretty nice. So I just want to say thank you to Rachel for this really fun idea. Not all of hers were this big. I don't know if any of them were this tall, but she needed some bigger journal cards, and that's why she decided on this kind of a project. So maybe this green one. I don't know if they're going to go in the front cover, but I think this green one would look nice there. Maybe this one here. I wasn't trying to color match. Let's see if the third one matches very nicely. The blues, the golds. So maybe they will go on that inside cover. Thanks for coming with me today. Come on back to see what happens next. I said I might not do a lot of videos for these journals, but we'll see. I've done 2 already, and I've hardly started on them. So, yeah, I'll be back to make another video sometime, and I'll see you then. Have a creative day. Bye.